How do I learn self-control? My entire life I have never had any self-control. With anything in my life, video games, food, sex, porn, etc. I find myself overusing all of these things as coping mechanisms for my negative emotions. Especially when watching porn, which I am working on quitting, I feel like I am not myself and there is nothing I can do to stop it. It's like a part of my brain takes over and blocks at any rationale for not watching porn that I have learned and truly believe I respect. I do things that are against my morals and best interest, and consistently neglect my mental health and responsibilities. So my question for you is, what strategies do you know for improving my self-control? How do I force myself to do things that make me uncomfortable because it is in my best interest? How do I stop myself from self-sabotaging my own progress? Self-control isn't some magic trait that people are born with. It's a skill like a muscle, and it gets stronger the more you train it. The fact that you're aware of this struggle and want to change is already a huge step forward. That self-awareness, it's the foundation of self-discipline. Now let's be real. Breaking free from habits that bring instant gratification isn't easy. Your brain isn't actively trying to sabotage you. It's just wired to seek comfort and avoid discomfort. When you turn to things like video games, food, or porn, it's often not because you want to, but because your brain is looking for an escape. So instead of only focusing on quitting, ask yourself, what am I feeling right before I do this? Stress? Boredom? Loneliness? Identifying that trigger is the first step to breaking the cycle. The second step is shifting your mindset. A lot of people approach self-control as a war against their impulses, but fighting yourself every day is exhausting. Instead of relying purely on willpower, think about replacing your habits rather than just removing them. If you take away a coping mechanism without filling the gap, your brain will just drag you back to it. So what's something else that can give you a sense of satisfaction? It could be a physical activity, a creative outlet, or even just finding ways to socialize more. If you're quitting something, you need to introduce something new that challenges your brain in a different way. Another thing to consider is small daily challenges. Self-control isn't about making massive changes overnight. It's built through tiny decisions. Try this the next time you feel an urge. Don't fight it outright. Instead, delay it by 5 minutes. Just 5. If you still want to give in after that, fine. But that small pause builds your ability to tolerate discomfort, and over time, the small wins stack up into real progress. And here's the biggest key. Stop expecting perfection. The reason a lot of people fail is that they set unrealistic expectations. They think they need to quit cold turkey or be disciplined 24/7, and the moment they slip up, they feel like a failure and spiral back into old habits. The truth is, progress isn't about being perfect. It's about building momentum in the right direction. Every time you resist even a little bit, you're rewiring your brain. At the end of the day, self-control isn't about being some perfectly disciplined machine. It's about making choices that align with who you want to be, even when it's hard. And the fact that you're asking this question, that's proof that you're already on the right path.